So today I want to give you guys 3 mistakes that I've made when I bought my first home. Let's go. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. Today is so awesome because today I want to give you guys 3 mistakes that I've made. Yes, I made mistakes, you guys. No one's perfect. So there's a quote by Professor Basu Mali, and it says that despite failure, only the person trying to learn from mistakes can advance in life. And it's so powerful. That's such a powerful quote. And for me, what that really means is that the more that we take a look at the failures that we have as people, whether it's in our job, in our relationships, whatever it is, the more that we're introspective when we look at those failures and mistakes, the further we can move along in life. And so for me on this channel, on these videos, I want to be as transparent as possible and actually take the mistakes that I've had and the failures that I've had and put them out there, and that way it can help you maybe go a lot further in your real estate endeavors than myself. So 3 mistakes that I've made when I bought my first house. The first one is chasing price. Man, when my wife and I purchased our first place back in 2014, we were first-time home buyers, and we were just really excited about buying, and we really wanted to own. And it was just a unique situation because we had to purchase, but at the same time we were on a limited budget. So we wanted to purchase, but our finances didn't allow us to buy the exact home that we wanted. And so we started off just trying to get the cheapest house we can get. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been there, but trying to find a home on a shoestring budget it can kind of be a little frustrating. But we were, we had got approved for a certain amount, but we really wanted to be sticklers. We're really focusing on price, and even anyone knows this, price is what you pay, value is what you get. And so we bought a home. We didn't do that much research on the actual neighborhood or the actual market. I just purchased a home that was cheap, and we got this property. And after we moved into it, we started to notice some of the things that we probably should have looked for before we purchased. We didn't notice the neighborhood. It wasn't that it was a bad neighborhood, but there were just certain things about it, certain nuances that we just didn't really consider. Another thing, that the first property that we bought was a condo. And so I don't know if you've ever been to Northern Virginia, but in Northern Virginia, the condo sometimes has many different steps. And so we really didn't consider the steps. We didn't really consider the steps an issue until we had to go grocery shopping, and we realized that we had to bring 35 bags up 2 flights of steps just to get to our place. So we weren't really considering any of those nuances, and because of that, after a while, the home that we had bought kind of became like it just made us. And after a while, the home that we had purchased, we really started to think about, like, man, we really didn't think about these things. We were only focusing on the price. And so because we were focusing on the price, we had to sort of deal with the consequences of that purchase, which were the steps, which was the neighborhood itself, and then other variables as well. I mean, we did have a list of things that were important, but we were really, the entire list was predicated on price, and we were chasing that bad boy. And we ended up having to deal with some of the repercussions of that purchase when it came to price. So I would say the first mistake, just focusing on price. What I would have done differently in that particular situation was probably purchase a townhouse for the same price. That way I could have got a lot more bang for my buck in regards to ROI in the future, a little more square footage. Even though our condo was big, I still would have probably got a townhouse in retrospect. So that was the first thing we did wrong, was definitely only focusing on price. So the second mistake that I've made when purchasing a home was not seeking wise counsel. Man, this one right here is really important, you guys, because it's one of those things that gets glossed over, especially when you're making a real estate purchase. Now, I don't care what you say. Real estate, at the end of the day, it's a financial investment. So you want to make sure that before you invest your money in a $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 purchase, that you have wise counsel. And when I say wise counsel, you guys, I'm talking about people that have actually purchased multiple homes, not just your parents that bought a house 30 years ago. Like, that's good, you guys, and trust me, I totally understand we want to get help from our parents, and we should, but when you're making a financial investment, you guys, you want to really have someone that has been there, that has done it recently, that knows the market, that can really give you up-to-date information about your purchase. And so I think that that wise counsel, which I did not seek in our first purchase. Yes, I was a licensed agent, and you would think that just because I'm licensed, I know everything. And that was my problem, you guys. I thought I knew everything, and I was going about it solo, and I didn't want to seek any help. I didn't want to have any help, buying that home. And I wish that I had done my due diligence in seeking some sort of counsel from someone, whether it was a real estate agent in my office, a broker that I know. I mean, I have a ton of relationships in the business, and I did not talk to anybody about the purchase. I kind of kept it to myself. And so I would say having that wise counsel is really critical, because when my wife and I bought our second house, I have a real estate mentor. I have some people in my sphere that have sold and purchased 20 plus homes. These are the people that I was talking to in regards to, hey, what do you think about this home? What do you think about this investment? And they were able to give me, the backing that I wanted, the backing that I needed to be able to make the decision a lot easier. So I would say wise counsel. You definitely need to have a team that you can trust, a person that you can kind of reach out to and ask those questions, that has the acumen to be able to answer it on a professional level. Because at the end of the day, you guys, I can't stress this enough. We get caught into the beauty of the home, the kitchen, the bathroom, and those things are amazing. Trust me, I eat a lot. I love food. My wife makes delicious food, so I love my kitchen. But at the end of the day, you guys, real estate is an investment. Like, no matter which way you want to slice it, it's an investment, and you need to have people that are in your corner that can help you through that process. And because even for myself, like when we bought our house, I am an agent. When we bought our second house, you guys, when we bought our second house, to really drive home this point, when we bought our second home, I had a real estate agent representing me. Now, some of you guys might laugh at that, like, wow, he's an agent, and yes, I do sell, my team and I, we sell up to 200 homes a year. Yes, we do help a lot of families year in and year out, and I know a lot more now than I knew in 2014 because of my experience. But I also know enough to know that the real estate purchase is emotional. I'm not inept to those emotions, you guys. I'm a human being. Yes, I am a real estate agent, but I'm buying it with my wife. I have kids. There's big money involved, so I want to be able to have someone that can always bring me back full circle, that can always kind of keep me focused on what's important, because otherwise my emotions can easily get into the deal, and I don't want to miss out on a great property because my emotions are sort of guiding me. And so I had a real estate agent that I trusted that represented me on my purchase, and it's important because the seller has someone that's representing them. Why not me having someone representing me, even though I am a real estate agent? It's important to have someone represent your interests. And everyone knows that if you bought a house, that the commission itself is not paid by the buyer. So why not me just have representation of someone that can protect my interests, keep me humble, keep me focused throughout the transaction. That way, I get what's the most important to me, which is the home. So I can't stress that part enough. Getting wise counsel is critical when you're buying a home, and that was the second mistake that I did on the first purchase, not the second one. The third mistake that I made when we bought our home was to negotiate, but for whatever reason, I felt like I left some money on the table when I look back at that purchase. And so the property that we bought was a foreclosure, and so I kind of assumed, which it was right. I was assuming right that the price was already down a little bit. So now that I've been in the business for this long, I know now that the banks are willing to take a lot less. And if you want to be a great negotiator, there's so many different things that I could have added to the deal to make it even better that I didn't even think of. And it wasn't because I didn't want it. I just didn't know that these were options that I could ask for. I could have asked for more closing costs. I could have asked for lesser off the price. I could have asked for additional contingencies. I could have just asked for so many different things that I just did not ask for. And so I would say my negotiations in that particular transaction was just not good, you guys. It was just terrible, and I wish I could go back and do it all over again. I will say though, when we sold our house, we did have a nice ROI, cash on cash return. So I still made out pretty good, But knowing what I know now, it was not my best performance, you guys. So I would say the third mistake that we made was negotiations. Just not being able to get those additional perks and those additional items that a bank is willing to concede in, especially in a foreclosure. Knowing what I know now, if I ever see any of my clients buying a foreclosure or short sale bank-owned property, I'm licking my chops. So, you guys, those are my 3 mistakes that I made. Just chasing the price, not good. Going about it solo without wise counsel, and then not negotiating properly, not getting the things that I could have gotten in the deal. I hang my head up high, knowing that we learned from those mistakes. The second house that we purchased was also a bank-owned property, and if you could bet your bottom dollar that I got a great deal on that one. So these are just me being transparent as possible. These are just 3 mistakes that I've made. I'm sure there's a lot more that you guys have made, you know, when you bought your home. Feel free to share those things in the comments. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, share with anyone that you know that's going through that buying process and may want some assistance or want to maybe learn from me of what not to do. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.